What's up, guys? This is Doug with Built by Fear Podcast. On this episode, I get my boy Diego, back in the day friend. Talk about music, his art, how he got inspired with art, as well as breakdance and so much more. Just a genuine conversation with an old friend. But yeah, check it out, Built by Fear Podcast. Hey, bro.
What's going on, bro?
Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me, my
Hey,
guy.
absolutely, Built by Fear. Hey, and then you got your essential.
You know what I'm saying?
Fear of God. He
Fear
had
of
to come
God.
up there and represent.
I had to bring the theme. You know what I'm saying? I had to
Absolutely.
bring the theme for sure.
So before we started, you already talked about it. Built by Fear. You said that name kind of grabbed you.
Mm-hmm.
What was the why to do that to you?
So
what does that mean to you?
I just want to commend you for that name or whoever you worked with to come up with that, because I feel like growing up or like when I got to an age, at least like after high school, I realized like for myself alone, I always had to deal with like the troubles of like not doing things that I wanted to do because of fear. So as soon as I saw that name, I was like, yo, that's incredible. Like it was like it spoke to me on a high level. And then like, obviously every day still deal with that, but
Right.
in different ways, but I'm trying to get away from that. And so I commend you for that great name, man. That's amazing, man, for real.
No, Built by Fear. I mean, of course, is based on Proverbs 9.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The knowledge of holy is understanding. But I mean, you right on that. Like it was actual moments in my life I can think of when I was in high school, when I was in, earlier in my life, and I'm scared of something and I won't do it. And it's like, dang. Now I'm looking at now, I got all this like thoughts and stuff like that. Man, if I had the courage to do something back then, it'd been completely different. So moving and making sure you had that courage to move in spite of fear, even if you're scared.
Exactly.
But then I guess it's more like this. The fear of God allows me to be fearless
There we go.
against any man. I guess that's the best way to describe it.
Okay.
You feel me?
That's cool.
But yeah, bro, Diego, we got you on the show.
Yeah.
I'm
excited to be here, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So a couple things you do right now. I know you do your music stuff. That's your main thing.
Yeah.
I asked you what category of music you was in. What would you say your answer is?
I mean, right now I'm trying everything. I don't feel like I have found my sound just yet, so I'm trying a little bit of everything just to see what fits better for me, what fits my voice, what tones and stuff like that. But I'm not scared to try things. That's one good thing that I say about music. It's helped me come out of a lot of my fears that I had before.
I mean, music and all, it's a variable, right? Writing is a variable. But I love this about writing because, we all connected from writing. Me, you, James, Steven, more people. I don't know who else I'm leaving off the list, but we all kind of. Did you go with us to the spoken words back in the day too?
I've
Couple
been.
times?
I think I did.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
Then, like we all had that little knack for writing, but I love that you can create pictures with words. Like, how does your creativity impact, like, your art and all that stuff?
I feel like even when people ask me like if I make music, most of the time I like to just say like I'm a writer first, or I'll say songwriter, because like I play a little piano, I play a little guitar, but I haven't pushed myself to become an expert at either one of those things. So I think starting with Fenor, shout out Fenor.
Hey.
He got me to start writing when I was like 18. And ever since, well, I was writing when I was younger than that, but like he resurfaced that in my life.
Challenged you.
Yeah, he challenged me, and I was just like, this is what I like to do the most. I love making music, but I think the writing part is my favorite, which is crazy because I hate writing anything else. But if it's writing lyrics or music, it's just a different, like, I don't know how to explain it.
No,
It's
for
just a
sure.
different feeling.
I like to say this, and I've heard this from other people too, so I ain't come up with this, but no easy answers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got a topic, you got something like that, flush it out. Don't take the easy way, but be able to describe it in a way that really gives a detail. And you right, because Fenor challenged me a couple different times. Like, he like, oh, I got something. I wrote something. Like, dang. What? You wrote that?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, let me go back to I ain't got nothing today. I'm going to come back tomorrow.
Couple of days, yeah.
Exactly. Come up, because he just had these little lines. He'd be like, dang, okay. It make you start thinking about it. So I consider myself a writer too.
Okay.
Stephen King said this when he was talking about writing and talking to authors. He said, you will know you're a writer when you read a book and you say you could have wrote it better.
Man,
I was like, dang.
that's hard.
Stephen King said it.
hard.
I was like, wow. And I read some books, smaller books. I ain't going to be pompous and say I have a better writing style than most But I'm like, dang, okay, I could have wrote this a little bit better.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess you can see that's where your passion is now.
Mm-hmm.
You got this desire to create and do music, do art. Now, how did your childhood bring you here?
So, especially when I was younger, I was always like the little kid that would stay up with the parents because my parents were partiers, but they were like they grew up in a Afro Latino background. They're
Right.
from Colombia and Peru, so they would stay up late nights and they would play instruments. They had instruments. They'd be playing music, whatever they had, tambores, whatever they call it,
What'd you call it?
tambores. So it's like a little
drums?
drum, but it's like
Drum.
a self drum, like it's
Right.
like a little. And so they would play that or maracas, which is like a shaker, like a bigger saw shaker. And I would stay up with them, man. Like I was the only little kid that I was up there dancing with them or like trying to learn these instruments when I was little. All my other like cousins and them were asleep.
Right.
I would stay up with them just partying. So I think at a young age I always had like this
That-
love for it,
right.
and it was just like it doesn't surprise me that I'm making music now because it's
That
like
rhythm.
man, that rhythm. I always felt it when I was younger.
So I know off camera, we talked about that time we had that party out at Texas State, and I fell asleep. And I remember, my memory coming back.
Okay.
Y'all danced all night. It was 6 a.m. and y'all was dancing. I'm surprised you don't remember
I'm
this
trying to
because
remember
I
this,
was
man.
knocked out. But y'all was
What was up?
Fenor was there.
Yeah.
I don't know who else was there. Some other people, but it was definitely some music.
Nah,
going
yeah,
on.
we like to stay up
For
late,
sure.
man.
Okay.
It's crazy.
So you grew up, whole bunch of music in your household. You got siblings?
So on my mom's side of the family, no. My dad's side, yes, I did. So only child for most of my life.
But you still got a whole bunch of people
A lot
around
of family,
you.
yeah.
You
A
feel me? And
village.
think
I had
that's
a
big thing.
village for sure. Thankful for that because, like, my dad and my mom separated when I was young, so I had a lot of family. My mom was like 1 out of 12,
Okay.
so most of my
big
family is here. So like, I always felt surrounded. I always had cousins, everybody. So I didn't feel lost for anything.
Now, are you first generation American?
Yeah.
You are. Huh?
I am.
My wife is also first generation.
Yeah.
How was
true.
that growing up in America? But then culturally, you got your Colombian, your Peruvian vibes. at
So
home.
growing up, because I was born here, of course, my my mom forced me to speak Spanish growing up at first. So that was still my first language, even though I lived in America.
You fluent in Spanish?
Yeah, I'm fluent in Spanish.
Cool.
So that happened, and so when I was little, I would only be able to speak Spanish in the house, no English. I could do English at school. And so growing up, I had to do like bilingual classes, ESL classes. So it was interesting because it was like I was from here, but it didn't totally feel like it because like that language barrier, and I had to like grow up and not even high school, but through like all my age learning English while because English is such a tough such a
dumb
tough
language. I hear.
So
I hear.
It's
I don't
so
know
tough.
nothing else.
It's so tough, like especially when you have something else. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. It was different. It had a little bit of when it came to belonging, it kind of was weird because like I'd be like, okay, I would hang out with these people, and then these other people, and then it just kind of made a weird energy.
I get that. I get
Yeah.
that. You ever and you talking about English is hard. I mean, you ever seen them little Instagram things where the person will be doing the little letters, and he'll use here or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
it just don't make sense.
Yeah, like
It's just dumb.
they
Like
changed one letter and it's
and
like
it's a complete different word. Exactly.
no, that's crazy.
And I get what you're talking about, like kind of like belonging, because I'm from Detroit, and then I moved to Cypress, Texas. Those two completely different worlds. So even in America, you can get like almost different countries and when you go state to state.
Yeah.
Because inner city Detroit, 7 Mile, Illinois is not Cypress, Texas.
No.
It's a completely different world.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's cool, bro. I'm jealous that you bilingual. That's awesome, man. I wish I was bilingual in Spanish or something like that.
Is there any other language you want to learn, like
Spanish.
Spanish?
Spanish. I went to Bogota
Nice.
on a mission trip once, and that was awesome. Love the food.
Yeah.
Food was good. I went to Honduras, and I know how to say like bendiciones.
Bendiciones.
That's all I
Hey,
got.
that's
all I got.
that's a big word.
Bendiciones.
That's a great word.
I can say that
Bendiciones.
and
Yeah.
keep that going. My wife is Nigerian, and she speaks another language. And I'm just like, just pass it on to the kids.
Yeah,
Teach me.
yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Pass it on to the kids,
Yeah.
because I would love for my kids to be
Yeah,
bilingual.
I gotta teach my kids Spanish.
sure.
Yeah, I got to.
Okay. So did you do sports? I know you said you just started doing tennis. You went a couple weeks ago to
U.S.
the U.S.
Open.
Open.
Yeah.
This is your second one going.
Second one. Yeah.
Okay.
It was
How
dope.
was that?
It was fun, man. I really enjoy the atmosphere. It's just like it's the last. So they have 4 Grand Slams in the whole year, and it's the last one of the year. So everybody's hyped, and it's in New York City. So everybody's like the last one. Everybody's like
Right.
super excited, like who's gonna win the last slam of the year. So it's and then New York's just like Houston. It's like a
just
melting
New York,
pot.
right.
It's
You see a
just
whole bunch of people.
You see every country getting represented at the U.S. Open. It's beautiful to see. You know, some people don't even speak English.
You meet some celebrities up there?
I didn't.
You
I know.
passed
I know.
by?
Yeah, I might have passed by
Right.
some, but I didn't personally meet any. That'd be cool to meet some people
Right,
sometime
for
out there,
sure.
especially connection wise, especially because I make music. So I
Right.
definitely want to. My issue the last 2 years is I only went for like a day or two for the Open, and then I would leave. I want to like maybe next year go for a little longer and see what happens, because the U.S. Open is literally like it ends the same week as Fashion Week in New York.
Okay.
So like
You
it's
kinda
like
combined it.
everybody's there at the same time. So I feel like for connection wise, I want to be out there.
I mean,
longer next
you
time.
got your Fear of God shirts. I guess you in that fashion mix too, with the two subtly.
Some I like. I like. I guess I'll say I like what I like.
sure,
I don't get too crazy into fashion. I do like certain brands and stuff like that. This is just one that like kind of like what your name when you get that merch. I know.
Thank you, bro.
Go get that
Thank you,
merch.
bro. I
When you
got
get that
you.
merch, I
I
need
got
stuff
you.
like that because, like I said, like it speaks to me. So
sure.
me, like even just the Fear of God name, like it was just like, man, like
Absolutely.
that's something that I can connect with. And so shout out my girlfriend, she got me this. But
Hey, that's
yeah.
dope. That's dope. Okay, let's get back to your music. So you got childhood stuff kind of thriving in music, and then you get into writing from Noor challenging you. How was your like high school stuff and all that?
So going back to what I told you about having fear growing up, all of high school, I wouldn't say I ignored the music, but it was like I had something that else I was passionate about, and that was sports, like you just said. I was playing soccer growing up, and then it became basketball. Basketball was like my sport. I was obsessed about it. And then came breakdancing.
Yes.
Because I was a breakdancer for maybe like 4 or 5 years. So I always had so many things that I liked and I was trying to pursue at the same time that it was conflicting.
Right.
So I loved basketball and I also loved breakdancing. So I was trying to play half and half.
Right.
So obviously it caused me not to succeed as much in basketball, but I feel like I had a pretty good like experience with dancing. I even if I didn't break dance, I would still dance. In
I
general.
forgot that y'all did breakdance. You and Fanor. I
Yep.
forgot all about that.
So
Y'all can dance.
yeah, I appreciate
got
that, bro.
skills,
I appreciate it, bro.
sure.
Yeah. So yeah, the dancing was what really pushed me in high school, I would say.
Okay.
Mostly dancing. I was doing like shows and stuff. and
Breakdancing, no joke. That's a
fun.
lot on your body.
Man.
You think you
Man,
can
that
still
core
got
was-
it
My
now?
core was crazy when I was doing
Right.
it. I can
Had
still
to
do a
be.
little bit, but it's not to the
How old are
same.
you, Diego?
I just turned 30, my man.
Hey, bro, me too. When'd you turn 30?
March 8th.
January 9th.
There we
How
go.
you feel?
30 squad, we here. Hey.
Your knee hurt yet?
They ain't fully hurting, but
No, James' knee don't hurt. He ain't there yet. He in the full squat. James all right.
no, yeah.
I'm 29. Wait till 30. That
Yeah.
joker gonna start ringing.
Yeah, I like, especially playing tennis. The cool thing about tennis is I play a lot of people that are older, and so like,
Taking advantage.
yeah,
I see.
not even
Get 'em
not
out
even
of
that. Like the people I play, they be
getting you.
murking me. They cold, man. But it's one of those sports that even though it's hard on the body, like people play it long term.
Oh, for sure.
So
for sure.
I'm excited. I think that's one of those sports that I'm gonna be playing for like the rest of my life.
I mean, I do PT stuff, so I do rehab technically.
Gotcha.
But I work with a lot of different athletes. But yeah, hey, shoot, in coaching, I've coached from like a 12-year-old athlete to a 65-year-old athlete and all in between. So as long as you move,
Yeah.
you consistently, you can go.
Yeah.
You know what sport I want to do? And people get injured from this all the time because they don't really think about it like a sport. It's more social. I want to do pickleball.
Oh yes,
Bro,
it's fun.
I hear pickleball is fun.
It's so fun.
It's like miniature
Yeah,
tennis,
yeah.
large ping pong.
Yeah, it's so fun. And I was talking to James earlier about it. It's like very sociable. Like you
Yes.
said, like everybody
Yes.
can kind of just hang. You don't have to push yourself 100%, but you're still pushing yourself
But you
enough.
gotta warm up.
Exactly, and that's what people think, that you don't have to warm up because it's pickleball. Like they kind of disrespect it in that way. But it's like, I don't
Bro,
get it twisted.
we done got some knees, we
Yeah,
done
don't
got
get
some
it twisted.
ankles,
Yeah,
back be hurt, all that stuff. I mean, because it's lateral. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm a nerd, so I'm looking at Coco,
Coco Golf.
bro. And you see the movement she has,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, that's insane. She's really never, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, in tennis, she never really did a sidestep.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I saw is her hips completely turn
Yeah.
and she runs the other way.
Yeah.
That is so difficult to
Difficult.
do.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's
And
intense.
she's what? I think she's like 18,
That's
19.
insane.
So she
and just back and forth.
Ooh,
Like your
man.
core got to be on a different level.
Yeah, definitely.
Respect for tennis.
No, I love tennis, man. I hope, God willing, my body can
Keep
hold up.
going.
Keep going with the tennis, yeah, man.
So
It's
tennis
fun.
is your main thing that you do?
Right now, yeah. That's like my favorite.
Would you ever get back out and do basketball or soccer?
I would do it for fun, but not as consistent as I do tennis. I think tennis, I'm pretty like. This summer was too hot, so
Summer's hot.
Summer tennis is just not really the vibe. But as soon as it starts cooling down, like I'm not.
Would you say you competitive in tennis? Like you do?
Yeah.
You
I do a little
competitions?
league. Like I'm in a little
Oh.
league. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
It's fun. I'm
So you
competitive, but we
And
get
you started this during COVID.
COVID. That's
Okay.
when it
What
started.
made you decide to just do tennis out of nowhere?
So I always had a like interest in tennis when I was younger, and I had no one that played tennis that I knew in my life. Like I was like, dude, no one plays tennis. I met one friend at Lone Star College, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I play tennis." Blah blah blah. I took a tennis class actually at Lone Star. I did because I was like, "Oh, I want to learn."
Right.
And he was like, "Yeah, like let's play this day." So something happened, and we didn't really get to play, and I just took it upon myself. I was like, you know what? COVID happened.
Yep.
Tennis is a really lonely sport in a way. Even like practicing, obviously it'd be like one or two people, but it's very like you have space.
Right.
You're not playing with 10,000 people. Like you get your own room. I was like, all right, this is the perfect sport because I was playing volleyball at the time, sand volleyball. I love sand volleyball too,
Nice.
but it was way too many people, groups of sixes, and
Right.
COVID. I
You
was just
gotta
trying to be
right,
safe. I
for
was trying to
sure.
be safe, and so I just went straight to tennis. Dude, I went hardcore. I don't know if it's like, I think we all do that when we first start something new. We just like full in, like full send. So I went in there, dude. I was playing like 5 times a week.
So you was playing
Like,
every day.
At least for an hour.
I mean, you was doing
was
COVID
crazy.
time, so you got idle.
I got so much time.
So much time. I'd rather you use the idle time for
Yep.
something. I'm an introvert by nature, so COVID. I don't know. I respect. I know that junk was serious. People passed away. I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah.
But hey, quarantine. I was chilling.
Okay.
I was chilling during
Lucky
quarantine.
too. I kind of enjoyed it.
I
I ain't gonna
was
lie. So
chilling.
I feel what you're saying.
I was going to the park,
I feel you.
lifting some weights every now and again. See, I picked up chess during COVID. That was my thing. I played a little bit before, but then I had so much time during COVID, so I just took a deep dive.
Like the actual board or like phone
Actual
chess? Okay, I know people
board
be
and
using-
phone chess.
Okay, I know people be
but I got into the strategy of it.
Nice.
So if you ever want to get into chess,
I'm
hey,
down to
bro,
play.
let
I'm
me
down to
know.
lose.
I'm about to say.
I'm
'cause
down to lose,
I'm
man.
gonna be like, I'm gonna whoop you. I be talking trash.
It looks fun, bro. It looks fun.
It is
I'm
fun.
down.
It is
I'm
fun.
down.
Hey, my wife be making fun of me because
Does
I
she
be
play
playing-
you?
Bro, she's never beat me.
Oh, okay.
She's never
On
beat
camera,
me.
there we go.
Hey,
Live
we
on
gonna
camera.
clip this. Hey, she gonna be so mad. No, it's funny. I'll tell you a funny story about that too, because I live with my wife and her family, and it's been a blessing. So her niece and nephew, they all play chess too. I taught them how to play chess. They're getting better at chess. I beat my wife all the time. Now the kids have gotten better to where they beat her
Oh,
too.
man, they coming for you. They coming for
They
you
coming
now.
for me.
They coming for you
for
now.
me. And then she see the thing is my wife has her niece who's up in Dallas, and this girl is smart. Like she's special. Like she might be a prodigy type
Let's
smart.
go.
If you around her, you'd be like, "Are you sure you 6?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "That's the president right there."
Yeah, like that's,
She started doing a chess club at her school.
Oh,
This girl
6.
about to be good.
that's
She
pretty
about to
serious.
whoop my butt.
Yeah, she about to be serious.
And but thing is, she's so nice, but she's so aware. Like she'll beat you and be like, "You just need to practice a little bit more," and be so serious. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, the 6-year-old going crazy.
But just doing difficult things. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about chess because I'm passionate.
Yeah,
about
heck yeah, I
it.
wanna hear it.
Same thing with tennis. It's a skill, something you got to do. If you do sports in general, it's gonna be moments where you gonna lose. And what you gonna do about that loss? It's kind of that same thing with fear. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I could potentially lose at this, but I still need to go and try.
Yeah.
right? Maybe you lose a game of chess or a game of tennis. Okay, let's go back to the drawing board. What we need to do better, and then execute. You know, cool.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Chess game. That's hard.
So talk about your music a little bit. So you got any songs out right now?
So yeah, I want to say I have one EP that had like 6 songs on it. I dropped another EP too. One's called Move Waves. Got
It's
another
called
one.
Move Waves?
Yeah, Move Waves all together. The other one I called it 3 Hearts. And then I'm working on an album right now. So I probably have like maybe 15 songs out right now.
And both of those, Move Hearts and
3 Hearts.
3 Hearts and
Yeah,
Move Waves are both EPs.
Yes.
And you got an album coming up.
Yeah, I'm working on an album right
You
now.
got a title yet?
Nah, not fully. Like I got ideas. Like every day, like something just kind of like I get some hints, and I'm like, that could be it. But I don't know. I don't have nothing full.
Hey, bro.
Full. But I'm working on it. I'm excited.
All this inspires me because back in the day when I used to do spoken word and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, am I ever gonna be like serious, get a name? You know what I'm saying? Outside of Doug, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then actually try to like do something. But now we got like we're older. You know, maybe it's something that we can do, start writing more. And so that inspires me, made me think about what I could do for my own self. But do you have a name that you go by besides just Diego?
Yeah, so my musical name or what I put music out as is Wandered. So it's WANDER and then a D at the end.
Got it.
So it's a little, it's kind of one of those things like all that wander aren't lost type energy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring like a good energy to the name Wander because I know a lot of people have like a negative connotation to that. So I just want to like give some hope and some, I don't know. I try. I don't say my pen is deep or what I've put out yet, but I think if you're really listening to it, there's some stuff that really will hit you. So.
Hey, dive into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So you say, if you could define wondered or wandering, what would you define it as?
So at least in my aspect, I feel like wandering to me was going through life. And like I said, I had I thank God that I had so many opportunities to try different things. And to me, wandering is like trying things that fulfill you, right? And in the greatest ways possible, till you find that one that really pushes you and really like inspires you. And so wandering to me was like almost the discovery of music.
Okay.
Once I got to wandering, I did the dancing, I did the basketball, I do the tennis, I do that, but like all that wandering brought me to music.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how it all like full circle connects.
Yeah.
I didn't never think about it till now that you asked me that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so wandering to me is just like in the best ways, because I know wandering could be also doing a lot of negative things. You know what I mean? But to me, I feel like obviously I've done my negative things. I've done stuff we all have
for sure.
But I mean it more in like I have a song called "For Your Love," and like the main line is like what you need. How's it go? What you need is I can't even think of it right now. My brain is just going crazy.
You good.
But it's pretty much is like what you need is what you feed your heart.
Right.
And so whatever fed my heart in the greatest ways is what I would consider wandering in my way. So that's I guess that'll be the easiest way to say it.
I wrote something.
Okay.
Let's see, and it's gonna be hard because I may not be able to get the cadence like that. But this is like, it made me think of that when you said wandering, right? This is not a positive song. I ain't gonna hold you up.
Okay. Right.
But it's not finished. You know what? Take it back. It is positive, but more so in a stoic way, to where like my faith is everything. So wandering, right? You kind of see it.
I love that.
So this one is the heart of many men. In our weakness, our hearts leak, and our soul creaks. The floors of burdens haul, sounds of deceit. The fallen speak, shouts of cries from the death underneath. Lost without hope of life is what we would reap if Christ didn't take what we should have reaped. But thank you, God, that you chose to intervene and you found it in your heart to allow us to be called the redeemed from faith to faith in the truth that you speak. And that's just the beginning.
Ooh, that's hard.
So like,
that's dope.
You just made me think about when you said wandering.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Man.
Because at the end of the day, bro, like our hearts, no matter what you do, our hearts are going to hold on to something. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's gonna hold on to something, but the question is what are we holding on to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can hold on some things that are like sinking sand, just falling in our hands, or we can hold on something concrete. And you find the Lord, and move away all the junk that people have placed in His way to define it. When you hold God, you start to realize He is who He is.
Yeah.
No matter what we
See,
say.
man, it's beautiful that you said that, especially with the sand analogy, because I have a song
Okay.
named "Out of Sand,"
Okay.
and it's pretty much off the Bible verse. Don't make it out of sand.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
the
yeah.
exact words, but
I'm with you.
out of-
Like the
yeah.
foundations.
The foundations,
Okay,
yes.
I'm with
And
you.
so the whole song was about like so much life is made out of sand,
Yes.
but the rock,
Bro,
God.
that make a
That's
difference.
crazy.
Bro. Hey,
We
come on.
connected.
Hey,
We connected,
hey,
baby. Yes,
let's
sir.
go. Let's go.
That's hard you said that.
We with it. We with it. I told you, hey, this inspired me to write. I haven't written in years. I told James that too. Like we started this, I'm like, bro, I haven't written in so long. But I be feeling that in my heart. Like, hey, right. And the thing is, I'll freestyle all the time. Like you catch that. You be sitting there by yourself driving. You probably get this as an artist too. Then you just start getting some bars going. But I never write it down.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part.
Yeah.
You will forget that.
You will forget it.
It will be
That's the
gone.
worst.
You miss the cadence, the
Oh,
rhythm
man,
gone,
yep.
and you're like, that was so sweet.
I'm trying to get better at like. It's hard though if you driving or something. I was like, I record something like
Voice memo.
voice
something.
note, something.
Yeah.
It's tough.
How do you set aside time to create then? What would you say?
So I'm one of those people that I feel like I have to kind of have a game plan, or even not a game plan. I just like a little consistency in a way, as in, so me and my friend, his name is Chad Averson, is who I make music with. He's just wonderful. He's amazing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be making music, I would say, because if it wasn't for him.
Nice.
He helped me out a lot.
Chad Anderson?
Chad Averson.
Averson.
So me and him set aside at least one day a week, like at least one day a week, and we connect that day. If it's only 2 hours or it's 3 hours, whatever, but at least one day, and we locked in like that for like a year.
Perfect.
And then so that kind of energy, that type of like consistency, helped me create, especially with him, and it was just so natural. Like I could say something and he kind of knew where I wanted to go. We just connected so wonderfully. But so I would say the best way for me to create as of now that I've noticed is just like keeping that plan, like just once a week. Because once I start getting like inconsistent, it gets really flowy, and it's just like so I got to stay on some kind of schedule.
You right, 100%. I think that's like you say passion and discipline.
Yeah,
they both kind of teeter totter. You got your passion, you have to be disciplined.
Have to.
Because I feel like this. I think about this more from my training stuff. I can be passionate about weightlifting. I have to be disciplined in it because one day my passion may not always be there.
There we go.
And I got to lean on the discipline, the consistency of it, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. So you got your album pumping up now. What would you say your album's theme is right now?
The album, what again?
The theme of the album.
Okay, so
just
I have more of a winter theme on this album. My first EP, the second one was more like a small EP. The first one was Move Waves. It was more summer energy. This one I want to give more of like I'll say a sad boy. It's kind of sad boy. It's something. It's actually the stuff that I wrote from like when I first started writing, but I feel like I need to let go of it. It's one of those things. It's like I work on new stuff, but this stuff I feel like was so good to me at the time too. And when I look back at it, I'm like, I have to release this. Like I have to let it go. And so at that time, I was kind of sad, way more sad. I mean, obviously, I still have sad moments. Right now, I'm in a happier place, but I was like, I need to get this out. So it's gonna give more like winter vibes, sad energy, acoustic energy. I know it's a couple artists I can't think of off the top of my head, but it's definitely more of a.
Sounds real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Real, yeah.
Because we all go through seasons, and it's real. I think we got this overemphasis on, like, I won't say positivity, we be positive, but Instagram can make a false positivity where it's like there's nothing wrong. Like, bro, it rained today.
Yeah.
It's a good day. Sun's out now.
It's out, yeah.
Like, dang, it's raining like a mug today. So you gotta come with it and be real with it at the same time. And that's where, Built by Fear or Fear of God come from too. Just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Never hide some stuff.
How's the bodybuilding going for you?
So I do weightlifting.
Weightlifting.
It's
Okay.
all good. A lot
Sorry,
of
my
people,
bad.
nah, it's
I
all
want
good.
to.
I
I
just
want
want
to
to
be
make this
educated. I
stink.
want to be
Look,
right though. I want to
I'm
be
not
right.
on stage in a thong. No shade to
No,
people
I
who
got
do
you.
that.
Have you ever
No,
wanted to
nah,
or
I'm
no?
good.
No. Okay.
I'm good.
That's
Hey,
cool.
I probably disrespected so many people right
No,
now.
no, no, no,
Hey,
no, no,
if
no.
you do bodybuilding, bro, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Let's go.
But I do Olympic weightlifting. So like the snatch and clean and jerk.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not that big of a sport in the States.
Gotcha.
So I do it. It's fun. I think it's become more like a therapy for me. You just consistent, like you talked about, doing something consistent, right? And getting used to doing challenging things.
That's good.
But it's been good. It's been cool. I got competition coming up probably in January. My wife has one coming up next 2 weeks. She does it too. That's how we met.
Nice.
That's how me and my girl met,
Wow.
which is crazy.
Crazy. That's amazing.
Man, the Lord is he's got a sense of humor. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Funny story. I was on a date at a Lecrae concert. Mind you, not my wife.
Yeah.
Not with my wife. This date was absolutely terrible. It did not go well.
No. First time meeting? Y'all went to concert?
No.
Oh,
So
okay,
this
okay.
so this is me going on a date with someone who is not my wife.
Yeah.
I know my wife. We're just friends at this time. But when I tell you, bro, like that was probably one of the worst dates ever. I mean, like mind you, it wasn't even a girl's fault. It was my fault.
Okay.
I was just awkward. I ain't know how. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm a young Christian male trying to understand stuff and everything, and then I'm just not doing the right stuff you should do at a concert.
Gotcha.
I'm dancing. Like, just sit your butt down.
That's amazing.
That joke was terrible. But anyways, I'm driving home, and I'm like, Lord, what's wrong with me, bro? And Jesus is like, hey, just wait. You're going to be good. Meanwhile, apparently, my wife is at the same concert. I'm in my car going to this place, this date, and she's telling her friends about me. That's what she says. And then she's like, yeah, I met this guy at the gym. He's nice, da da da, or whatever. And then she says, wait, don't move. He's right next to us. So I'm in the car driving to this date, and my future wife is right next to me. And it's just like, that's...
Wow.
And then I have the worst date ever.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, Jesus, what's wrong with me? And I'm like looking at myself like, bro, I'm just a loser, bro. And God's like, nah, bro, you good.
Yeah,
you
you
just
don't
gotta
even
wait.
know I had somebody right next to you. You didn't even see it.
Right. And what was cool, because what I felt like was really the problem was is that at that time, I was trying to put on a face.
Yeah.
Like, what will this person like? And when that happened, I was like, man, the next date, I'm going to be me. And my next date was my wife.
There we go.
And hey, praise the Lord, bro. Praise the Lord,
That's a
bro.
beautiful story, man.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Those are the stories you
I
want
hope
to hear.
she okay with me saying that story. We're going to find out.
Yeah,
I guess.
hopefully she'll be.
Yeah, she be straight. All praise to the Lord, man.
That's dope, man.
So, hey, Built by Fear, it's a show about passion. My passion comes from the Lord and really what he's driving me towards. And, you know, honestly, I feel like he challenges us by our hearts and sometimes puts us in places that are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Where would you say God is moving you?
That's a great question, man. Beautiful question. So, I will say, like, I am one of those people that, like, I have a foundation with the Lord. Like, I like to start my mornings. Every morning I listen. Either I'm doing scripture, listening the Bible on the way home,
Right.
on the way to work. I mean, or I'm listening to some kind of sermon or something. So I want to say he definitely like is the beginning of my day, the end of my day. You know, all through my day. And you know, I don't know if he's pushed me at this moment a certain way. So that question is interesting. I'm trying to. I think if anything, he is pushing me to follow what I want or what I really love more than anything. Because like I said, I feel like the music I make, it doesn't come from a negative space. It doesn't come from, I'm really, like I said, I don't think I'm saying like the most positive things, but I do think that he's pushing me to like actually go for my dreams, do things like that. So I would say that. I think he's also pushing me also to be more connected with the church, I think. So that'd be another thing. Because I've been going to church, but I have never like served like that. So I think that's one thing that he probably like. I always get those moments where I'm like, man, I should be serving. Like I've been here long enough. Like I've been here long enough. So that in that way, it's like be yourself, do the things that you love, but also like serve.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
so I think those would be.
That's where I struggle with now is like trying to find ways to serve in the church
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like I got a little scar from some church hurts type
Yeah.
stuff. Because you deal with broken people,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when you was talking, I'm like, dang, that's crazy because we've mentioned this on this channel before that your passions and your gifts can be so close to you that you may not realize that you're gifted in it.
Mm-hmm.
But God can use that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think about this, like, and we can flesh this out. Glory, giving God's glory, or giving glory to God, or doing something that glorifies God, may not necessarily doing like something crazy extravagant, but doing something with good effort.
Yeah.
Because the difference between like glory and God's glory is that God's glory is holy.
Yep.
So if God's glory is holy, that means he must be really good at doing things exceptionally well.
Exactly.
So when you said that, I'm like, bro, you got things that God is calling you to love. Just do it well.
Yeah.
Do it with effort. You feel me? Kind of get what I'm saying?
I think when Rick Rubin says the best art or the best music that you make is the one that you not glory, but the one that you do it in service to God.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
when he said that, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I needed that so bad. It's like,
Sure.
it doesn't have to be like, oh, this is like, oh, but it's in service. It's like, you can't lose.
Because
you know what I mean? Like,
because that's definitely been a struggle point for me is like, okay, man, I want to do something for God. But then I'm like, I got to doctor up something and then do something that I'm not used to doing. And then it's like, no, that's not really it. It's like, hey, God's giving you some gifts. Okay, now how can I put forth quality effort to make these gifts and do the art very well? James, you got a great gift.
yeah, man.
Do it well.
Heck yeah,
You feel me? And he's doing a great job. Thank you,
heck
bro.
yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
I commend you, man. For real, for real. You've been pushing it, man. I love your
For
content,
sure,
man.
bro.
That's dope.
Like shout out to James.
Shout
real
out
quick.
James, real
Shout
talk.
out James. We just
Real
gotta
talk.
do it one time. He
Yes,
gonna
sir.
he gonna be mad for us doing this, but I'm gonna clip this one and I'm gonna do a shout out James a little
real
short.
Talk. Real talk.
But yeah, man. So that's something that's been big on my heart is thinking about how to glorify God and not necessarily in the most expected Christian way where it's like, oh, I got my Bible, I'm gonna smack you upside the head. I mean, that's not necessarily it, for sure. But and I'm gonna come out with merch, but we're gonna coin a term. The word in action is love in action, and we're gonna see what that looks like. But at the end of the day, you should talk, speak, say the things that glorify God. But it's really about the quality and the way in which you move day to day.
Yeah. Nice.
The word in action is love in action.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful.
Well, man, that's all I really got for it today. How you feel?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm just really grateful to be here, man. Like I said, as soon as I saw the name, I was like, I hit up Fanor, I hit you up. I think I hit up James. I was like, yo, like I want to get on there.
Let's
I want to
go,
talk to my
bro.
guys.
And then you hit me on Instagram. I was
no,
like, oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
No, man. As soon as I saw it, I'm telling you, it was just instant. I was like, that's it.
Sure.
I need to be on there and talk to the guys. Like it's been a minute, but I'm glad I'm here, man.
I'm glad you're here too. Thanks for stopping by,
Yes,
brother.
sir, my boy. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, y'all. This has been Built by Fear podcast. You have a blessed day.
Peace.
Cut.